Yeah, welcome back to Conversations with Whitefish. Your boy Drew, and of course, you got Wifey.
Yes, we're back.
Yeah, we're gonna talk a little bit today about Cuba. I mean, it's absolutely crazy the things going on in Cuba, the Cuban crisis and everything. Of course, the people of Cuba, they're basically starving. Basically, I mean, blockades. I mean, it's just I don't know if
Yeah,
that's inhumane. I think
it
that's inhumane.
is. They're sitting over there in the dark. I mean, you have to think about the hospitals also. The hospitals are not able to function or have air for the patients. What about nursing homes? People over there without power and unable to live comfortably. So,
But one thing that's really going to be interesting, Russia has allegedly sent two, or in the process of sending two oil tankers to Cuba. And what the interesting part of what that is will America attempt to use force to stop them?
well, they might because they asked if they can allow oil to go to the U.S. embassy that's over there. And Cuba said, hell no. We're in the dark. I mean,
the nerve they had to take to say to Cuba, oh,
the same thing.
y'all can stay in the dark. Y'all can't take care of your hospitals, your people, nothing. But guess what? We're gonna have a delivery of fuel for our embassy. But y'all can't let that no, psych, y'all can't get it. Can you imagine that? That's absolutely crazy to me. But we're going to show you a really quick clip, then we'll come back and we're going to talk about it a little bit more. But gotta be aware of what's going on. But it's going to get very interesting.
Tankers are en route to Cuba in an attempt to bypass US sanctions as one of the worst energy crises in modern history grips the Caribbean nation. Experts note Moscow might be trying to strengthen its influence in the Western Hemisphere after the capture of Nicolas Maduro in Venezuela.
The crisis in Cuba is intensifying. Multiple aid ships arriving from Mexico and Europe carrying much needed food and medicine, both in short supply because of the U.S. embargo. But what the country really needs is oil. And now two Russian tankers are en route to the island. At a hearing on Thursday, the head of the U.S. Southern Command dismissed the idea that the shipment could be a game changer and said it might not even reach its destination.
I don't think it's going to deliver any. If it did, it wouldn't have the impact at scale. So that's the only event I'm tracking.
Top intelligence officials say it's part of Moscow's new strategy to reassert itself in the Western Hemisphere, following the arrest of former Venezuelan leader Nicolas Maduro, a close Russian ally.
Russia likely wants to expand its current security and diplomatic ties with Cuba.
The Treasury Department responded Thursday saying under U.S. sanctions, the oil cannot be offloaded in Cuba. It's part of President Trump's maximum pressure campaign, who spoke about, quote, taking Cuba earlier in the week. And now Democrats on Capitol Hill are asking the administration to tone down the tough talk.
While both Cuba and Venezuela are a repressive regime, they pose no immediate threat to the United States.
And many Cubans themselves doubt there will be an American invasion, though they also say change could be coming soon.
The Americans can say whatever they want. It's the Cuban people who decide what happens.
The Russian tankers are expected to reach Cuba in about a week.
Hey, would you like your very own Shopify store?
Well. The nerve and hypocrisy to tell the people of Cuba that they decide who can live, who would die, basically. Without that fuel, without those supplies, you're going to have a lot of people dying. And again, it's going to be interesting what they do with Russia. The military man, he says that Russian ships might not even make it there.
Yeah, it sounds like a threat.
Yeah, it sounds like he's talking about blowing them up. And I'm going to tell you something.
I hope
if they blow up those Russian ships, I'm telling you, it's going to hit the fan. I'm telling you. And I'm telling you, the arrogance of the leadership, it's got to change. It's just got to. Sometimes you have to to soften your stance just because you think that things are bad over there, that don't mean that the people think that things are that bad. And things are only that bad anyway probably because of those embargoes that's been on for so long. I mean, they've basically been singled out, ostracized for the longest time. You know, I mean,
like they said, they're no threat to us. Venezuela and Cuba, they're no threat.
Well, I was listening to that woman, I guess Congress or whatever. She was talking about their what did it say, suppressive regime and this, that, and the other. I mean, I want to know how it's affecting America. What's going on in Cuba? What they're doing in their country? How's it affecting America? It's funny, is America wants to police everywhere else except for America. You don't want to clear up your own shit. If you look at the stuff that's going on now, how homeless veterans, homeless people, and that should never be a veteran homeless. Ain't no way in hell a man or woman who served their country should be homeless at any point. You should be bending over kissing the ass, as far as I'm concerned. You know, but I'm telling you, if they screw around and if Russia's got that will to say we'll deliver, it's going to come down to one of those games.
I think they know better than to mess with Russia. And then Russia and China and all those other Western hemispheres are.
Well, we forget last week, Putin was in China, and I think it was the North Korean president. All those three were together, along with the president of India. They were together.
And then watch Japan after Trump. Well, after what Trump said the other day.
I don't think we got any allies. I really don't. I think we could walk. I think if America was a person, we could walk in a room of our so-called friends and turn our back and get stabbed all of them. I mean, because I don't think we have any friends anymore. I just don't. And it's sad. You know, I mean, it's just plain and simple, it's warmongering. That's all it is. They're talking about invading Cuba as well. They're talking about that.
And
why? How does that affect the average life here in America? How does that affect the average American? Can you think of it anyway? I want to hear from you guys. So in your comments, please, if you guys know something that I don't know about how them invading Cuba, how them starving the Cuban people out.
It's going to better us.
Yeah, it's going to better America. Yeah, I want to know how it's going to better us. You know, it's getting interesting, man. But again, this administration is off the chain. You know, we just want to bring that to you. I mean, just the hypocrisy. Oh, we're going to come, we're going to stop, and we're going to give our embassy a fill up. Y'all can't have nothing. Nope. Can't have no type of fuel. Wow.
They should say, yeah, come on, bring it. Then be standing out there.
Everybody run up and gas, diesel, or whatever. Yeah, that would be something. They robbed the shit out of them. But anyway, look, we won't stay on this too long, but we just want to bring that to your attention again. You know, Cuba, hey man, look, American people, most American people ain't got nothing against anybody. And we're victims ourselves, you know, of what's going on. You know, again, like I said before, I said it a million times, the government is supposed to be what? An extension of the people. Okay? We don't see that anymore. We see the government doing exactly what they want to do, treating the citizens exactly how they want to treat them. Just like with ICE, for example. Who, by the way, guess what? They'll come into a TSA site near you. So pay attention. ICE will be working with TSA. So y'all be careful out there. Pay attention what's going on.
They're only going to be there to grab up people. They're not going to be doing any kind of security checks.
Well, travel's going to definitely go down. But anyway, it's your boy Drew and Wifey. And guess what? Please subscribe. Definitely subscribe. I don't want to hear no more of this. The little button at the bottom says subscribe. You subscribe, like, and share. We appreciate it. Yeah. We out.
We out.
I'm going to just like this.